And then we started saying, okay, these principles that we're learning, what do you do first? Do you save money and invest? That's important. Do you get insurance? Do you have your emergency fund first, or do you get out of debt? What about paying off your house? What about building wealth? What about the power of compound interest and getting that working for you to be a millionaire? Which of these things do you do first? And it was confusing, and people said, I don't know what to do first. And I said, well, I don't either. And then I just ran into this thing, and it said, you can do anything if you do it a bite at a time. That's how you eat an elephant, a bite at a time. And I ran 2 full marathons one day, about 12 or 14 years ago. 2 in one day, my first and my last. In my mind, when I finally went across the finish line, I was sprinting. The video shows otherwise. Looked more like this. Guy wearing a tutu passed me, okay? I'm just saying it wasn't pretty. But you know what? I finished. I'm not telling you the time, it was ugly. But I finished. And you know the only reason I finished? I didn't quit. You know the only reason I finished was I took another step. And then I took another step. And then I took another step. And it hurt. And it wasn't fun. And I was whining, y'all. I thought whining was a little-known form of prayer, But I took another step and I didn't quit. And so we started figuring out that good financial planning and applying these principles in order works, and we call them the baby steps. Baby step 1 is you save $1,000. Baby step 2, as soon as you've done that, is you work the debt snowball. And then baby step 3, once you've done that, you go back to that $1,000 and raise it up to a fully funded grandma's rainy day fund of 3 to 6 months of expenses. Once that's done, then we do 4, 5, and 6 simultaneously. We start working on retirement, kids' college, and any extra money we throw at paying off the house early. And then that brings us to baby step 7, where we just live and give like no one else, where we build wealth and we're outrageously generous. And that's our outline of what we're going to go through together. This is the process we're going to go through together to take these principles of living debt-free, of living on a budget, these principles, and how do we apply them in what order? That's the order. Baby step 1, $1,000 in your starter emergency fund, your beginner emergency fund. I used to call it a baby emergency fund, and this airhead said, I don't want a baby. That wasn't what I was talking about. It's a starter emergency fund. Okay, it's just a little bit of distance between you and a flat tire or a bad alternator. You follow me? And that way it's not on the credit card. We're just getting a little bit of distance, plus it's something you can do pretty easy. You see, this is your easiest baby step, because it's only $1,000. Some of you already got $1,000. Just name it baby step 1 in your mind right now. Check, you're done with this one, right? But some of you don't have squat. And you got to have a garage sale this weekend, and you got to put everything on Craigslist this weekend, and you don't need to see the inside of a restaurant again unless you're working there, right? You got to start piling up some money and get you $1,000. I meet people make $80,000 a year doing baby step 1. They say, they're crying. It's the first time I ever had $1,000. It's because it's all just blowing right through. You know what I'm talking about? It comes in and goes back out with other people's names on it. But now we got a plan where we are going to win with this income that we work so hard to earn. It's the hardest baby step. It's the easiest baby step. It's easy because it's only $1,000. It's the hardest because this is the point in the process you're going to decide whether or not you're a freaking genius or not. Are you going to keep doing stuff the way you've been doing and expecting a different result? That's the definition of insanity. Are you going to invent your own plan? I'm doing financial peace-ish. Ish is a wish. Decide. It's like somebody hires a personal trainer. He comes in, he's got an 8-pack, you got a keg, and you're arguing with him. Whatever he says eat that if you want that. Whatever workout he says do that workout if you want that. If you don't want that, if you want that ish, then do it ish. But ish is a wish. So decide what you're going to do. Are you going to reinvent something that millions of people have proven to work? Or are you just going to shut up and do it? That's kind of blunt. I think you hurt my feelings. Good. It's my spiritual gift. Because I love you. I love you. I know who you are. I'm proud of you. You're incredible people. But you got to do some things different if you want some different things. Agreed? Say yes. So you got to decide. But it's funny, man. They're sitting in the middle of their stupidity. I mean, we're like a toddler in a poopy diaper. Yeah, I know it smells bad, but it's warm and it's mine. I get hate mail because people don't want to cut up their stupid credit cards. Isn't that ridiculous? I mean, you're really short on things to write hateful things about, aren't you? Really? It's unbelievable, y'all. It's a really simple idea. Try this stuff. If it doesn't work, you can go back to your way. We know what the results of that are. You're sitting right now as the sum total of the things that have happened to you and the things that you have done with your money. That's how you got where you are right now. And you can't control the things that happen to you, but you can control the things you've done. And most of where we are is because of what we did, good or bad. If you're winning, it's because you were doing some winning stuff, right? Winning is no accident. So that's how the baby steps work. You got to make a decision. I got a friend of mine that's worth about $2 million. I was on his podcast the other day, and he said, I actually did your stuff the other day. He goes, I did it about 4 months ago. And I said, really? We've known each other for 10 years. And he goes, yeah, but I'm a millionaire, so I thought I was doing okay. But he said, I got to looking at it, and he said, I realized you had this stuff figured out. And I said, wow, that's insightful, We were kind of kidding back and forth. Y'all see what I'm saying? I mean, it's kind of a joke. But he said, you know what changed everything? When I decided to submit myself to someone else's ideas, he said, that's when it changed everything. Am I willing to submit and try something that I've never tried to get something I've never gotten? That's a hard thing for people to do. Change is hard. Even if we don't like where we are, we seem to be stuck in it. Change is hard. So you got to get up out of that. Say, no more. That's the hard part of this baby step, because this is the point you're going to decide whether you're going to do this or whether this is a nice theory from this crazy man on the radio from Tennessee. Is it just a nice theory, or am I really going to change my family tree? Am I really going to do what it takes? See, I figured this out. If you will live like no one else, later, you can live and give like no one else. The Bible says there's no discipline that's pleasant at the time, but it yields a harvest of righteousness. No one wins without paying a price to win. No one wins without paying a price to win. There are no accidental, random lightning strike winners. People win as an intentional series of acts. They plant things in the ground in their life, and those things grow, and it changes everything. That's why people win. And that's why this has been so successful, because we convince people that you're in control of your destiny. You're in control of your destiny. You're in control of your destiny. Not 100% of it, I understand that. God plays a part, his blessings play a part. Sometimes other mean people do stuff to you. I know it happens to me too. I get that, okay? But most of all, I'm in control of my destiny. The only variables I can control are me, and I'm gonna control that variable. We're gonna be under control for the first time ever. We had to do it because we were so scared and broke we couldn't breathe. Some of you don't have to do it, and that's almost dangerous because you might just kind of kick back and not do it. Submit yourself to something different. Try something different. That's why this is the hardest baby step. Here's how the 9 lessons are structured in Financial Peace University. The first 4 lessons are where we cover the baby steps. Now, once you've got those things done and you understand them, you don't have to complete the baby steps. Then you go up here, and now it's time to really do what the wealthy people do, okay? There's 2 things you do if you're gonna win football. There's 2 things you're gonna do if you're gonna win at wealth. You have good offense, you know how to build wealth, and you have good defense. You don't make stupid mistakes that cause you to lose it all. You have to learn the defense and you have to learn the offense. So you can do those first 4 lessons and quit, but you're gonna mess up because you don't know how to play offense yet and really build the big wealth, and you don't know how to play defense and keep from losing it. And you know how to put the right coverages in place and do the right kinds of things. You understand enough about the financial world to know what to do to manage the wealth that's coming your way and how to maximize it. And so the first thing we do is we get the jet off the ground. And by the way, if you're ever studying a jet airplane, they burn most of their fuel at takeoff. When you get up in the thin air, it doesn't take a lot of fuel to keep it aloft. And it takes even less fuel to land it, because landing is basically a controlled crash. Isn't that comforting? And so that's what you're dealing with. So what we're doing here is we're getting this thing off the ground with this gazelle intensity. Y'all feel it? And we're going to do baby step 1. We're not doing anything else until we do that. We're going to do baby step 2. We're not doing anything else until we do that. Then we're going to do baby step 3. We're not doing anything else until we do that. And then we're going to do 4, 5, 6 at the same time, which is going to lead us into 7. And we're going to walk you through that. But the thing is, you don't quit there. You keep going and you get the other lessons because that's your offense and that's your defense. And you got to learn to play both. You got to learn to build the wealth and protect the wealth. And it's really not rocket science. There's no real insight. There's no hocus pocus stuff. It's stuff you should have been taught in high school, but we weren't. And we're going to go through it in a way you put the cookies on a shelf where everybody can reach them, and you're going to do this stuff. But you don't get to bail just when you get up because you'll just go right back down, okay? You got to get up, and you got to have the fuel to maintain the offense and the defense. Everybody understand that? Say yes.